Professor Worgley's here, taking a break from the slides. We're going to come back to the code. Make sure you save number 1 location, and we're going to open up number 2 loading.html. Now in this file, you're going to see some pre-written code. You're going to see I have the 5 required tags, and you'll see I have a script tag here, and I have a JavaScript function called page loaded. And after this function's called, I'm going to do a console log, and I'm going to get an element by ID where the ID is equal to message and change the inner HTML of that object to say the DOM has loaded. How can I do this in JavaScript? If I want to do this in JavaScript, I will actually put an onload in the body tag and then reference that function. I can either type it, or what I like to do is come up here and copy the function with the parentheses so I don't miss anything. Because a lot of times students will put the function name, forget the parentheses, and you'll see nothing takes effect. But if I copy it and paste, save it, refresh the page, you'll see the DOM has loaded. I want to do the same with jQuery. So there's how you do it with JavaScript. Here I'm going to write a jQuery function. Remember, there's 2 ways that we've talked about. One, you can do document.ready. The other one is just to do the $ with an anonymous function. But let's first try the ready function. And you'll see this is what it looks like if they were all on one line. I'm referencing jQuery. I am selecting the document or the DOM, and I'm calling the ready method or function. Now the ready function actually takes 1 parameter. It takes an anonymous function. So if I were to write it on one line, it would look like this. So basically I'm calling a function, and the parameter to this ready function is an anonymous function. It doesn't have to be an anonymous function. I could actually put page loaded in it as a parameter as well. So whatever you want to run after the DOM is finished loading, you're going to put it here as a parameter, and it's going to call and execute a function. In this case, it's going to be an anonymous function, and you'll see commonly that people will do this. So they'll enter a new line, they'll have this on one line, and then the block of code for that anonymous function will be in between. And then you have to close the ready function, and then you need a semicolon because this is part of an executable statement. So if I put this on one line, the syntax looks pretty normal. Okay, I'm accessing jQuery, I'm referencing the document, so I'm selecting the document, and here's a ready function that takes this anonymous function as a parameter, and I need to put a semicolon to finish executing the line. But what developers do is they'll put this on a new line and start writing their code here. So let's do the exact same. I'll do a console log. I'll say, okay, this is jQuery. The DOM is ready. So we can see which one is loaded first. Now, let's say I want to grab message and put it into a variable. I can still use JavaScript, so I can make a JavaScript variable, but I'm going to mix jQuery in with this. So if I want to grab the ID that's equal to message, I'll use jQuery, and I'll use a selector, which is the same as CSS. So I can use a hashtag or a £, and then put the ID there. And this is the equivalent to this line here. And now I want to change the inner HTML. So I can use jQuery HTML function call and say jQuery change this. Now, in fact, it's unnecessary for me to store this ID into this variable. If I wanted to make it even shorter, which would be the industry standard to write this line, I would just do this. Message.html equals jQuery. Change this. And you'll see how much shorter that is. With one line of code and a quick function call, I can do these 2 lines here. Now, if I want to do this in JavaScript, I'd have to say document.getElement by ID, put message in as a parameter, enter HTML equals the DOM has loaded this. Or I just say jQuery, select message, change the HTML to this. It's much quicker, much easier, and we'll see added benefits after we load this. So save your code, refresh the browser, and you're going to experience this error. $ is not defined. What I want you to do is take a look at this and figure out what we did wrong. Why is this code and the browser not recognizing that $ on line 24? Take a look at it, maybe Google that error and see what other people say, try to fix it, and then continue to the next video.